Darwin's theory of evolution, perhaps the climax of a movement aimed at establishing new thought in the minds of men, would, for many, remove the fear of an almighty creator and widen the gate into the realm of the unknown. Through the 19th and 20th centuries, Western culture has been overwhelmed by a fascination with spirit communication and paranormal phenomenon. Some of the most influential people in the modern era have been influenced themselves by New Age spiritism and the occult. From Mary Todd Lincoln, the wife of Abraham Lincoln, who held seances in the White House to communicate with her son Willie, who had died at a young age, to Hillary Rodham Clinton, who supposedly contacted the ghost of Eleanor Roosevelt with New Age psychic Jean Dixon. Hillary is pictured here submitting herself to the power of an American Indian shaman. Inventors, heroes, dictators, world leaders, and even American presidents have been either influenced by or directly involved with the movement. Thomas Edison spent years trying to develop a machine that could communicate with spirits of the dead. While his efforts were unsuccessful, Edison was convinced that one day such an invention would be possible. Chester Carlson, the inventor of the now famous Xerox photocopying process, reportedly received the inspiration for his invention from the spirit world. Carl Gustav Jung, whose teachings on the subconscious mind have had a tremendous influence on modern psychology, claimed to be guided by a mysterious spirit named Philemon. Jung's contemporary Sigmund Freud said that it no longer seems possible to brush aside the study of so-called occult facts, the real existence of psychic forces in which, until now, we did not believe. Commenting on his own experiences with powers unknown, Dr. Andrea Puharich wrote, "I am personally convinced that superior beings from other spaces and other times have initiated a renewed dialogue with humanity. While I do not doubt their existence," he said, "I do not know what their goals are with respect to humankind." Some argue that the goals of these beings were partly witnessed during the Second World War. Adolf Hitler was greatly influenced by spiritual forces, an influence that seemed to shape his horrific Nazi movement. French intellectual Denis Diderot once described his experience at a Nazi rally in 1938. Diderot indicated that despite his rigorous attempt to remain detached from the spectacle unfolding before him, he was involuntarily drawn into the vortex of the crowd's hysterical adulation of Adolf Hitler. It was only by dint of a kind of superhuman resolve, said the French philosopher, that he was able to regain his equilibrium before the mesmerizing presence of Hitler's evil genius.
Bloß die einzige Macht und alleinige Macht in Deutschland.
Reportedly, Diderot said of Hitler that some people believe, from having experienced in his presence a feeling of horror and an impression of supernatural power, that he is the seat of thrones, dominions, and powers, by which St. Paul meant those hierarchical spirits which can descend into any ordinary mortal and occupy him like a garrison. What I am saying would be the cheapest form of romantic nonsense were it not that what has been established by this man, or rather through him, is a reality that is one of the wonders of the century. Hitler's training as a spiritual mystic came through a secret order known as the Tool Society, an occult organization. Though the cause of such societies may vary, the same occult principles can be found in the Brotherhood of the Masonic Orders, whose members have included some of the most powerful political leaders of the 20th century.